yogis. So this is a flow and go, and I've been posting a lot of full-length videos, and sometimes it's so nice just to have a super quick one that's a go-to anytime you need. So when you're ready, come to the top of your mat. And you can begin by looking at your feet. Feel into their place on the earth, feel into the structure of the foot. Kind of play around with weight going to ball of foot to heels. And as you do that, feel how the quads begin to engage. And bring your awareness just to a tall spine. Let your arms rest by your side. Feel the crown of the head ascending, so lifting up. And then once you find that really nice kind of place where you can settle in, spread your toes a little wider, and stretch your arms up. And as you do, as you stretch the arms up, just feel the connection, the arms to the legs, right? The feet to the hands. The feeling pressing down into the floor and stretching up. So I want your arms to be really active and engaged here. So if I didn't ask you to do anything else, simply being here would be like you're putting forth a certain amount of effort. So strong, active arms, engaged legs, last breath. Good, and then keep the legs engaged, open the arms, fold. Inhale a half lift, keep your legs, again, we want to have a certain amount of engagement here, so let the spine elongate. Good, last breath, and fold again. We'll repeat that, strong legs, inhale. Exhale, fold. Good, again, inhale. And exhale, fold. So it's interesting when we do this in 3, sometimes at this point now, you're ready to just pause for a moment here. Bend your knees if you need to. So once again, half lift. Soft knees, step your left leg back. Wiggle your right toes a little further forward. Take the lunge, and just pause in your lunge. And then I want you to soften your back knee a little bit. You kind of press off the ball of the foot. Hop in just a bit, maybe 1 foot length, and stretch your front leg straight. Now, if you want, take your arms forward as well. Good. This might be too much to dive into the hamstrings at this point, so you can keep that front knee soft. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Rebend your front knee. Bring that back foot more to neutral, and you might even wiggle it a little bit to get long. So pause here right where we started. And then lift your hips nice and high and take down dog. Good. Find plank. Lower. Roll your shoulders open and back. We're gonna get broad through the chest, strong through the legs. Keep that strength of the legs. So it's almost as if your hands, they're on the floor just for a little bit of support, but the lift comes from the strength of the legs. Stretch your chest forward now. Good. Back to down dog. Rearrange if you need to. And then lift your heels nice and high, so the balls of the feet are kind of like your press off points, soften your knees. Step your left foot forward. Get really long again. So there's always some fine tuning when you arrive here. Last breath. Soften the knee a little bit, use the ball of the foot to press off, pop that back foot in just a bit. Stretch your front leg straight. Always the option to stretch your arms forward. And just feel the spine elongating as it was when we were in Tadasana. As it was when we were in Uttanasana, forward fold. Good. Last breath. Bend your front knee a little bit and step up. Find a half lift and fold. Good. Arms out, around, and up. The legs are engaged. We come right back to our start point. So if you looked up for a moment, great. Just find neutral here. So arms are reaching up. Good. Last breath. And then once again, arms out to the sides and fold. Long spine. Soft knees. Step your left leg back. And then from here, reach your arms up. And note on an inhale, and especially with the lift of the arms, some of the bend is going to come out of that front knee. And then so you bring it back. And you might think of flow and go like a really quick class as far as time goes. You'd be moving quickly. But sometimes it's really nice to have a short period of time where we hold postures. So we allow the body to dive into more of the energetic value here as we hold. Good, last breath, hands down. So I'm hopping my back foot in just a bit, bringing it to warrior two. And then I want you to take that left arm and stretch it forward. And forward kind of like so the bicep and ear are parallel. Feet press down and away from each other. We come right to side angle pose. And continue keeping the spine long, keeping the breath full, pressing into that left foot. Just a few more breaths here. Good, and then release. Left hand down, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower to the floor. Roll the shoulders over. This is all kind of preparatory for cobra. Take your hands behind, or I shouldn't say behind, just long. And inhale. We'll bypass cobra and come right into Shalabhasana. And so we use the inhale. We also use the strength of the low back, the strength of the arms, the strength of the legs to lift up and fly. Last breath. Good. Release. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Get your footing and rise on up. The inhale is when the arms extend, so the bend comes out, and then you settle back in. Everything's nice and neutral regarding the head and neck here. Sink as low as you'd like. Keep your back leg active. Good, hands down. Your back foot finds the warrior two position. Reach your right arm up and over. Right, you can always take the variation with forearm to thigh if you'd like. And keep the back leg active and engaged. So in Iyengar's book, Light on Yoga, he will have you look up to the hand. So, and for me on this side, that feels really comfortable. See if that feels good for you, if you want to keep just a pretty steady neutral gaze. Last breath. Good, exhale, release. Find neutral. So when you find neutral, you should feel all the way up to the low back that there's a nice neutral space. Then step forward. Find a half lift. Fold, clasp opposite elbows. And you can see that when I said elbows, I clasp my hands, and that's what I meant for you to do as well. Good, so elongate the spine, elongate the breath. Whole back body really gets a nice lengthening here. So last breath. Release. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold again. Now gather up the strength of the legs and move to stand. And then from standing, take a moment, full breath in. Exhale, side bend right. And hold on here. And sometimes holding this position can get a little, I don't like to use the word aggravating, but when you stay here, it can really touch on some nerves if you want to move. Go ahead and stay and just dive into it. Last breath. Come up, breathe, and go the other way. Nice neutral head and neck. And feel into the space that you're creating, moving slowly and breathing slowly and really methodically opening up the lines of the body is very soothing. It's calming and cooling to the nervous system. Come on up. Release. Okay. Coming back to the top of the mat, hands together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale your half lift. Step it back, down dog. And forward into plank. Lower down. Roll the shoulders open back, stretch the arms long. Wiggle the legs, rock the hips a little bit. And then, if you'd like, interlace the hands. We're going to keep the legs grounded and just lift the chest. Now the head and neck want to lift too. You kind of want to see where you're going. But go ahead and let that happen. And then bring the head to neutral. Use the inhale to give you a little lift and elevation. Release. Let's follow that up with cobra. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good. Pause for a moment. Okay. Come onto the knees. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, come onto your forearms. And release the hands, tug one pinky under so you've got a nice flat surface, tuck the toes, and find your dolphin pose. Walk your feet in as much as you like. And as you do that, so note what happens is we shift the weight forward. We shift the weight over to the shoulder girdle. We create a lot of strength here by doing that. So we get the benefit of strengthening. We're also inverting, which is calming and cooling, even though this posture has a nice amount of heat to it. Always the option to stretch one leg up. So when you stretch the leg up, if you shift to the ball of that standing foot, you're going to feel a lot more weight come onto the shoulders. If you allow that standing foot to be firm, you're going to feel more stretch through the back seam of the leg. Good, so you choose which one you like and we'll switch. If you're working on coming into like forearm stance, you're going to want to shift the weight to the ball of that standing foot so you feel the lift. If you're looking for the stretch, keep the sole of the foot down. Good. Both feet down. Walk your feet back. Come onto all fours. And just pause for a moment here. We're just neutral, just pausing. And then cross your shins behind you. Come on back. Stretch your legs long. Rock your hips. Reach your arms up, full breath. And fold. So now, if you fold, it's fine. Hands on like floor, maybe part of calf, maybe they come to feet. Before you allow the torso to come all the way down, just get some length. Good, and then fold. Pay attention to how the body wants to move with each breath. And within each breath, each part of the breath, so the inhale and exhale will also bring a certain amount of change. See where the exhale now will take you, how much more you can settle in. And then press the legs down, lift. Pull the shoulders open and back. Come all the way back. Good. Keep the knees bent. Arms by your sides. Take a nice big full breath in. And as you exhale, first begin to feel the low belly kind of drawing towards the spine and then lift up into your bridge. Now some of you will stay here, arms by your sides. And maybe it feels better to interlace the hands, use the arms as one column. Elongate, so imagine the knees kind of elongating away from the body. Maybe you'll stay right here. Maybe you're going to bend your elbows and get the hands and give yourself a little support. It's almost like kind of like a pedestal you can create with the forearms. Because the hands are there, it takes some of the effort out and you can just feel deeper into that lifting of the chest.
And sometimes it doesn't really take much to begin to really change or make change in the physiology, right? So we, even though back bends are uplifting, we bring this kind of mellow quality. And we just introduce it with the breath and with the steadiness there. So last breath. And then release. I want you to stretch the legs nice and long. Maybe I'm stretching my left leg first, wiggling a little bit through the hips, and then stretching the right leg. And reach your arms long. Now we're going to introduce a posture here before Shavasana. It's called sticks. So legs together, arms together, interlace the hands, interlace the fingers. The only thing, fingers that don't interlace are the index. So they come together, the thumbs cross. Now, in this posture, we get as long as we can. So what's going to happen is the shoulders come way up towards the ears. Let that happen. Squeeze the legs together, elongate, draw the low belly in so you don't feel that overarch. Good, last breath, extending all the energy out in each direction. And release. And when you release, now take the legs wider, take the arms wider, let the palms face up, and just simply allow yourself to be. Take as much time as you have here. If this was it for you today, be nice and leisurely coming to a seat. Take a full breath or 2 or 3 before you carry on. And if you have time, please stay in Shavasana.